Hello and welcome back. I am Chris with Marksman Shooting Sports in Westfield, Indiana, and you are watching Marksman TV. Today's video, I will be talking about our top 5 best-selling semi-automatic concealed carry firearms so far in 2019. Now this is kind of a new concept. I'm thinking about doing a top 5 bestsellers in different categories that will be coming up. Now, these will be ranked not based on their performance or how good of a firearm they are or their price point. These are ranked strictly on the ones that we have sold the most. So the number 5 spot will be of the top 5, the one that we have sold the least, and the number 1 spot will be of the top 5, the one we have sold the most, and that is it, the only criteria for which these will be ranked. Anyway, if that all sounds interesting to you, please stick around. That's coming up now. Okay, starting us off at number 5 is the Ruger LC9S and LC9S Pro. Now these do come in a cardboard box, and they do come with just one magazine. I'll go ahead and clear this one for you guys. The overall handgun is very light, and as many of you would remember, about 5 years ago, Ruger came out with the LC9S as an update to the original LC9, which was a hammer-fired firearm. The LC9S is now striker-fired, bringing that trigger pull weight to a really manageable, somewhere between about 4 and 5 pounds. Now, the standard LC9S does come with a thumb safety and a trigger safety. The LC9S Pro does not come with that thumb safety option. Also, the standard LC9S has a magazine disconnect, whereas the LC9S Pro does not. So whether you like all the safety features or you don't, Ruger does have the option for both, and these do retail in at about the $300 price point today. So for you Ruger aficionados who like the Ruger brand, this is a fantastic option, like I said, in about the $300 price point for your next concealed carry firearm. And this is the 5th best-selling concealed carry handgun in our store in 2019 so far. Now, coming in at number 4 is the new and so far very popular Sig P365. Now, keep in mind, this list is really more of a reflection from the ones that we have sold the most units of to the least, from number 5 to the number 1 spot. Has nothing to do with the quality or the characteristics of the firearm in general. If we do, I will come back and do lists like this in the future in 2020, 2021, and so forth. I have a feeling that this will rank a little bit higher in terms of units sold. One of the main reasons we haven't sold that many lately is that it is still a relatively new release. I know that Sig did have some issues with the P365 on early release in early 2018. But now in 2019, we are just starting to see these hit the shelves with really good reliability. Like, we're getting a lot of units in. It used to be one here, one there. We're just starting to get some more in. Like, anytime we need them, we can get them now, which is awesome. But every time we get these in, they sell pretty quickly. So they are a really good seller and a really good option for concealed carry. They do come with 2 10-round magazines. You can get the 12-round magazines with the Pinky extension if you want that. It does come in a hard case with your gun safety log, warranty, and instruction manual information and all that too. These do price in at about $500 to $600. We sell them for $500 in our store. $550 is about generally where you see them in local gun stores. Now, the 365 does not have any type of external safeties. There's no trigger safety or thumb safety. It does come with night sights at standard, so that's something to consider when you're pricing these against their competitors in the concealed carry market. But overall, a very nice package, and the smallest of everything on our list and the highest capacity of everything on our list at 10 rounds, like I said. So very interesting concept from Sig. Very cool design, and these have just been phenomenally popular so far in 2019. That is why it takes our number 4 spot of our most popular concealed carry handgun sold in 2019 so far. Coming in at number 3 is the Glock Model 43 9mm handgun. Now, the 43 has been very popular since its release about 4 years ago, when it came out just after the release of the Glock 42, which is the 380 version. Now, the 43 has always outpaced the sales of the 42 in our store since its release, as it's just a little bit larger than the 42, has the same capacity, but you do get to load that 9mm in there. Now, the Glock 43 does retail in about the $450 to $500 range, does not have any type of night sights or anything like the Sig 365 does. So in my opinion, compared to other things on the market, is a little bit steep in its price, and I think that these would sell even better if they got the price point down to about the $399 range. I am a big fan of Glock, but when it comes to the concealed carry market, I prefer some other options. If you are a fan of Glock, though, I will say the ergonomics are going to feel right at home to you. Also, the trigger pull and everything like that is going to be just the same as other Glock options, like if you carry the Glock 19 or Glock 17 as a home defense weapon or a duty sidearm, the Glock 43 will be a very reasonable backup or concealed carry option for you without needing to do a whole bunch of extra training to get used to a different platform or design. The aftermarket support on the 43, you can get pinky extension mags. Holsters are very readily available. In fact, a lot of holsters that fit my Smith & Wesson Shield also fit the Glock 43, so there's that for you as well. But like I said, these have maintained a good amount of popularity. Good for the people who are used to the Glock platform in general, and our third best-selling concealed carry handgun in our store so far in 2019, which is why it takes the number 3 spot in this list. Coming in at the number 2 spot would be the Springfield XDS. Now here I have the Mod 2, which is the newest iteration. The standard Springfield XDS sales I'm incorporating into this as well, since the Mod 2, especially in 9mm, is a very new release. So if I combine the Generation 1 and Generation 2 sales of the XDS, definitely surpasses everything else except for what we have in our number 1 spot. But the XDS platform in general has been a very good value. They do retail in about the $400 to $500 range for the Mod 2. The standard model XDS, you can find on blowout sales for as low as $350, I've seen in some places. And they now do have the new Defender Series XDS, where you get the firearm and 1 magazine in a cardboard box, and those are selling around like $289 or something like that. So you can still get into the platform pretty cheap. If you want to know the differences between the Generation 1 and Generation 2 XDS, I do have a video on that, and I will leave that link to that in the description. So for the money, you do get a lot in the platform here. You do have a grip safety and a trigger safety, but no external thumb safety. The magazine release is ambidextrous, but the slide stop is not. One of the updates in the Generation 2 is a new sight, which is a day-night sight similar to what you get on the Sig 365, but the back sights are blacked out. Overall, the frame ergonomics, the trigger, everything about this, the positive spring tension on the magazine release, I really like. I like this platform a lot. Loaded chamber indicator up on the top. A good value, still a little bit on the pricey side, but keep in mind it is priced about the same as a Glock Model 43, but in my opinion offers a little bit more in terms of the features that you get with this. So this does come standard in a foam-lined hard case. Also with 2 magazines, your standard magazine at 7 rounds with a little pinky extension, and you do have your extended magazine, which houses 9 rounds. The aftermarket support on this is very good. Holsters and everything are very plentiful, as the standard model XDS has been out on the market now for about 5 years. And the holsters that I have for my standard model XDS fit these just fine, but of course different, whether you're using Kydex or a leather Don Hume or anything like that, your mileage may vary. But anyway, this is a fantastic option for EDC. The ergonomics, the trigger pull, and everything is phenomenal on this handgun, and I am personally a big fan, and that is also reflected in our sales, which makes this the second most popular EDC firearm in our store so far in 2019. And coming in at number 1 is the very popular Smith & Wesson M&P Shield, and 9mm specifically. The first generation. So the second generation M&P Shield has been on the market now for about a year to 2 years, but the first generation still continues to be a far better seller. In fact, we don't really even stock the second generation shields in our store anymore. Everybody seems to just want the first generation M&P. Now the price point on these have become phenomenal for what you get, at anywhere between about $250 to $300 today. When these first released, they were in the mid 4s to low 5s, but now, like I said, $250 to $300 will get you into an M&P Shield. Now, coming from personal experience, this is actually my EDC. The first generation M&P. I am a big fan of it, especially for the price point. They are wholly reliable. I really enjoy it. Now you do get 2 magazines with this, one purchased new, an 8-round extended magazine, which you see inserted here, and a 7-round flush mounted magazine comes with this as well, and a cardboard box. Now a lot of people might complain about different firearms coming with cardboard versus hard case boxes. The manufacturer's explanation usually for this is they're putting that cost savings into the firearm itself and not the packaging, but whether you like hard cases or not, just keep that in mind. It is not really reflective of the quality of the gun when it comes with a cardboard box. At any rate, like mentioned, this list is set up as to showing the best seller versus, you know, the top 5 best sellers, number 1 being the best seller. The interesting thing is the number of units we sell in this far surpasses anything else. The other 4 that I've mentioned, the sales on those are pretty close with each other, and then there's a very wide gap, and then there's these. I think a lot of that has to do lately, again, with price point versus value. You will be hard pressed to find a better value versus cost comparison than the M&P currently today in 2019. But anyway, that is why this definitely takes our number 1 spot of our best-selling EDC concealed carry handgun in 2019. Well, that is all the time I have for you today on these. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you have any questions, leave those down in the comment section. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification button so you know when we are posting new content. I will be doing more of these top 5 bestsellers in different categories coming up. So again, if you like this concept and want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Anyway, guys, I will leave you with that. I am Chris with Marksman Shooting Sports in Westfield, Indiana. You are watching Marksman TV. I will see you next time.